Welcome back. Here I'm going to show you how you can take certain elements of our conversation that we've demonstrated here and make it so that it's rendered in more of a 2D environment. So we're going to do our conversation basics or for the chat, and we're going to use this as our starting point. We're going to copy this, and this one we're just going to name from Conversation Basics Chat to Conversation Basics 2D. We're going to edit this. And this time, we're going to go through it, and we're going to use our circular display as well as other functions to make this interface as if you were speaking to someone on Zoom or, Google Meet or any other of those functions. So in order to do that, first what we're going to do is we're going to just bring in a table. Okay. I personally like the corner table in this case, which I'm just going to drop into place here. Okay. Next, I'm going to want a monitor. And I'm going to take this computer desk monitor. We're going to orient it like so. And I'm just going to put it on this computer desk like this. 270 is fine. Alright. Next, I'm going to take my circular display, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to place it on this computer monitor here. Now, this is a little bit large in scale, so I'm going to adjust it. Adjusting it to 0.2 here, because what's going to be put here is going to be the icon of the user who is going to be speaking here. And we're just going to arrange this on the monitor as we see fit. Okay. So here, 0.5 and 2. Okay. Next, I'm going to add a custom attribute here, and this one's going to be for the display. We're going to make type monitor display. We're going to select the cylinder, which is the face of this, and we're going to select our same image of the female photo that we had uploaded before, so that this will be uploaded with the image of the female that we had before. Okay. So with that, we just need to add one more thing to show that it is speaking. You can use anything with an animation, whether it's a fun little wave file or anything else, but in this case, we have this sine wave. Okay. As we have changed the size of our circular display, this is a little bit large, so I'm just going to cut it in size by half. Okay. And we're going to attach this to the circular display at the sine wave holder position. Yep. Let's rotate this 180 degrees. And we can see that when we have our image there, that'll be animating that way. In order to get our sine wave to animate while the agent is responding, we're going to have to create two rules. The first rule is going to be having it start animating. And the other one's going to have it stop animating. Okay, so every time there's a response from the agent, we're going to want it to start and then stop whenever it is finished. So, the trigger that you're going to want to use for these are the conversation triggers, or conversation update triggers. So the first one is started speaking. The second one is the stopped speaking. The animation that you're going to want to be using is the animation controller. Select the entity of sine wave, and it's going to be start. And the animation controller, for it to stop, is going to be back to idle. And with this, every time that every time that the agent responds using our Sim Insights conversational AI, it's going to trigger the started speaking event, which will cause our animation to begin, and then when it's completed or finished, it'll go back to idle. Now, as this is not a chat box simulation, all you need to do is we're going to go here. We're going to add a display message, which has our introduction, right here. And this time we're going to add another display message, but this one is going to be spoken only, text-to-speech, and we're going to use the voice of Kendra. And it's going to have our system here. How are things going at the event? In order to have our system animate for this part, we're going to also add 2 animation state controllers, like we had before. This one is going to have the sine wave start. This one's going to have the sine wave end. And this is going to be our introduction for 2D. Don't forget to change your state here as your entry point. And with that, your simulation is set up and complete. In order to see what this looks like, we're going to save and play our simulation.
How are things going at the event?
And we have now converted our simulation into a 2D one, where it looks as if we are speaking with Sarah here on our system. So, as we talk, hey Sarah, this is Chris. So, things at the event are hitting a little bit of a snag here. There are kids everywhere, and it's just really crazy and hectic. Do you have any ideas on how to handle the situation to make it calmer for the adults?
Hello, Chris. Thank you for reaching out. I can understand how a sudden influx of children can make the event quite lively and potentially a little chaotic. Let's work this out together. Are there specific areas where the children are causing more of an issue, or is it just generally throughout the event? And do you have any insight into how many children there are approximately?
Yeah, so the biggest complaints to be centered around the buffet area is where we're getting most of the complaints. Once they get sat down, it's mostly okay. It appears that there are primarily 3 children that are causing a problem, but there's 10 total at the event.
Thank you for the detailed information, Chris. It sounds like the buffet area is the primary area of concern and that a few children are causing the most disruption. Are these children accompanied by their parents or guardians? And do we have any activities or distractions available for the children?
So, with this, we've managed to showcase converting our simulation between 3 different types of mediums of experience. You're able to go through them, see the logs, and as well as practice them through the same thing. Changing your scenario and event to match whatever your needs are is so simple with our tool and very powerful. We hope that this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much.